Welcome back. Baltimore City is the only place in Maryland where access to a car can determine academic success. That is one of the findings of a new report from our media partner, the Baltimore Banner, called Transit Nightmare. Thousands of Baltimore kids can't get to school on time. And we're talking as many as 25,000 middle and high school students who rely on public transportation, buses, light rail, subway. Why? Baltimore City Public Schools do not offer yellow school bus rides after the 5th grade. And the public transportation system is unreliable. It can turn a 15-minute drive by car into an hour and a half by bus. So for a deeper dive into this report, we are honored to be joined by the two reporters who did all this good work, Liz Bowie and Greg Morton. Thank you so much for being with us today. They're both, of course, reporters with the Baltimore Banner. So first of all, let me ask you, why did you decide to investigate this issue? What brought it to your attention?
I'd heard, as an education reporter, I'd been hearing for years students complaining, even principals complaining, that the buses wouldn't show up, that they were late, they'd pass students by. And so it was one of those stories that was sort of hidden in plain sight that needed to be really looked into in depth. And we knew that since 2010 and 2005, when high school choice came to be, things had gotten much worse because students are now going crisscrossing the city to try to go to a school that offered the best chance for them. And so that's when we looked at the data. And really, Greg did the data analysis, which was extensive.
Yeah, so let's turn to you, Greg, because it was really impressive as I read the article. I mean, you did a lot of research, and you found these buses are not reliable. Like 1 in 4 don't show up on time, numbers like that.
Yeah, so one of the big parts of this project for us was, extensive data collection, as Liz said. So we watched buses, took their live location every 5 seconds for about the first 6 months of the school year. And we wanted to figure out what the impact of that was. So 1 in 4 buses not being on time. What that means is not only are a lot of trips getting started late, but since so many kids have to transfer buses, right, get from one bus to another to ultimately get to school, what those late buses can mean is missing a transfer and putting yourself 15, 20, 30 minutes behind on your way to school every day.
Yeah, and they're showing up late for their first class, and it's not their fault. They're just trying to get to school. As you just said, Liz, and I didn't know this till I read your interesting report, school choice, they can choose what school they go to. So therefore, they may choose a school that's all the way across town. The students you talk to, why is it worth it to them?
That was what was really remarkable to me, was the extent that students were willing to go to get a specific program. So we talked to students I talked to one girl who wanted to go to Western because she thought that was her best chance to a great college. So she was willing to come from East Baltimore over to all the way Northeast Baltimore. I talked to a student who lived in East Baltimore who wanted to go to Bard Early College because he could graduate from high school with an associate's degree, so he could save 2 years of college tuition that way. I talked to a student in South Baltimore who wanted to go to Mervo because she could get a certificate in a program that would allow her to get a job straight out of high school that would be a decent paying job.
All really important reasons where these students are taking their education seriously. We need to help them because they need to get to school in order to do it. Thank you so much for joining us. I urge you to read this report. It is far-reaching. Again, a year's worth of work, really good work, and I appreciate you joining us. To learn more about this story and other independent reporting from our media partner, the Baltimore Banner, head to thebaltimorebanner.com. Derek.
All right.